Welcome, everyone. I am so incredibly thrilled to guide you through this explainer. This is the final module of our journey together, and what a journey it's been. You know, what started out as a course on dressing for success has really evolved into something so much deeper, a true corporate survival guide. So let's dive into this final capstone. Today, we're going to zoom out. We're moving from the fundamentals of personal presentation to look at the massive, untapped potential every single one of you holds to reshape the world. You are the future business leaders of this country. And this explainer, it's designed to show you just how much power you truly have when you understand the systems around you.
We've got a fantastic roadmap today. We'll start by unpacking the power of signaling and reading the room. Then, we'll take a clear-eyed look at facing global realities, before moving on to innovating through adversity, technologies for tomorrow, and finally, building a fairer future.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the power of signaling. Because the truth is, before you even open your mouth, you're already communicating.
Let's completely redefine etiquette. It is absolutely not just about knowing which fork to use at some fancy dinner. It's about social rules. It's how we establish our identity and our membership within a group. Think about subcultures for a second, like goth or punk styles. Throwing on an all-black outfit or a specific band shirt isn't just a random fashion choice, right? It's a highly deliberate statement of values. It's a way of signaling exactly who you are and, honestly, who you are not. It tells the room, hey, I align with this group and I definitely don't align with that one. We can really break these choices down into quiet signals and loud signals. A quiet signal might be a small pride flag pin on a laptop bag, an eyebrow notch, or carrying a bright pink water bottle at the gym. And that pink water bottle example, it's actually fascinating. Just by existing in a hyper-masculine space holding a pink bottle, a person gently rearranges the room. People who hold really rigid gender views might naturally keep their distance, while others who are just looking for a safe, non-judgmental workout feel comfortable drawing near. It creates a boundary of safety without a single word being spoken. On the flip side, we have loud signals, like plastering the back of your car with intense, territorial bumper stickers. Those are a lot riskier and can actually invite unwanted conflict.
And the data totally backs this up. Drivers who cover their cars in those loud territorial markers are actually 15% more likely to experience road rage. It's wild. It's the sheer number of stickers that predicts the aggression, not even what the stickers say. And while we're on the topic of cars, let's just gracefully bust a massive myth right now. Red cars, they do not get more speeding tickets. Insurers literally do not care about your car's paint job. It is aggressive behavior and those territorial loud signals that actually correlate with trouble on the road.
Which brings us to Section 2, reading the room. If signaling is how we broadcast to the world, reading the room is how we receive.
Have you ever looked at a wall outlet or the front grille of a car and sworn it was staring back at you like a face? That's a psychological phenomenon called pareidolia. We are evolutionarily wired to recognize face-like shapes in a split second so we can assess emotional states and potential threats. We instinctively read a simple stick figure for danger. But in the modern world, especially as leaders, we have to move way beyond those split-second survival instincts. We have to consciously learn to read the beautiful, complex layers of human identity with real intention and deep compassion.
And part of reading the room compassionately means respecting biological diversity. Conditions like androgen insensitivity syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome, CAH, and Turner syndrome. These are established medical realities. Now look, sincere and reasonable people can and absolutely do disagree on political policies, and the exact prevalence of intersex traits is genuinely debated by experts. That's okay, but the biology itself is a reality. These identities are beautifully represented by the yellow triangle and purple circle on the Progress Pride flag. As future leaders, respecting this human diversity isn't political. It's just essential to creating environments where everyone can thrive.
Let's move into Section 3, facing global realities. As you step into leadership roles, you're inheriting a world that is deeply interconnected and, frankly, deeply flawed. We need to do a dignified, clear-eyed reality check about the systemic challenges facing the globe right now.
Looking across the map, we see immense systemic failures that require serious, mature leadership to solve. In Thailand, we see a heartbreaking destination and transit hub for human trafficking, exploiting undocumented migrants. In Sudan, a devastating civil war has led to famine and displaced nearly 12 million people. And in Myanmar, the Rohingya people have faced severe persecution and genocide. And I want to be incredibly clear on this point. The violence in Myanmar is driven by the military and specific nationalist actors. It is absolutely not an indictment of the Buddhist faith. Real leadership means acknowledging the profound suffering caused by trafficking, war, and caste systems without ever sensationalizing the victims. These are real people. And as leaders, their well-being is part of our shared global responsibility.
When we look at Rwanda's history, we see how shockingly fast, deep-seated tensions can turn into tragedy. Leaders used mirror politics, which is basically accusing others of exactly what you intend to do, to fabricate ethnic crises, and it culminated in the horrific 1994 genocide. But importantly, the timeline doesn't stop there. Post-1994 Rwanda shows a very real, albeit complicated, national recovery and reconciliation process. We can celebrate their incredible renewal and resilience while still objectively noting the ongoing criticisms of their governance. It's proof that even after the darkest systemic failures, human beings can rebuild.
That resilience brings us perfectly to Section 4, Innovating Through Adversity. We've looked at the global struggles, but let's pivot to the almost magical capacity of the human mind to invent solutions when faced with massive barriers.
Meet Elman Brown Stroger. This guy was not a telecom engineer. He was a country school teacher turned undertaker. Yet back in 1891, he patented the very first electromechanical automatic telephone exchange. He completely bypassed a deeply flawed communication system by inventing a revolutionary piece of technology out of a round collar box and some straight pins.
So why did he do it? Well, legend has it that Stroger believed a local telephone operator, who just happened to be married to a rival undertaker, was intentionally routing his business calls to her husband. Now, historians will tell you this is probably a highly embellished legend. Actually, scratch that, it's almost certainly embellished. But the core truth remains. Frustration with an unfair system, whether it's real or perceived, is often the ultimate spark for world-changing ingenuity. When the system doesn't work for you, you invent a new one.
And that spirit of invention brings us to Section 5, Technologies for Tomorrow. Let's expand our horizon and look at how forward-thinking tech can solve resource scarcity and help us build a dramatically more equitable future. Just look at how human observation has evolved. Historically, the Incas used passive fog fences to collect dew in the Andes. Biologically, scientists studied a tiny desert beetle that naturally harvests water from morning fog on its back. And today, technologically, we have atmospheric water generators, or AWGs. By using biomimicry, these machines pull clean, safe drinking water directly out of thin air. We are literally creating abundance from the atmosphere. 1 billion. That is the estimated number of people who could get clean water using this AWG technology. Innovations like this, they represent the dawn of a post-scarcity future. Think about it. Launch costs to space have plummeted from tens of thousands of dollars per kilogram down to just a few thousand. Humanity is on the brink of something massive. We're debating policies like universal basic income and automation, and while many argue these are essential safety nets, others reasonably worry about the economic implementation. Sincere debate is healthy, but the overarching reality is that scarcity no longer has to define the human condition. We don't have to live the way we have been living. We actually have the option to live in a bright, egalitarian, Star Trek-like utopia, provided brilliant minds collaborate. And that brings us home to Section 6, Building a Fairer Future. This ties your entire journey together, from workplace etiquette right up to a profound awareness of our globe. The Declaration of Independence talks about the pursuit of happiness. Notice it doesn't guarantee happiness, it just guarantees the pursuit. It is entirely up to us to build the systems that make that pursuit a reality for everyone. Because right now, a lot of systems are broken. You know, there's a staggering fact. Neurodiverse people disproportionately end up in one of two places, as college professors or in the prison system. We recognize that people in prison and folks re-entering society are an immense source of raw, untapped talent. Your unique outside-the-box thinking, your resilience, your ingenuity, these are the exact tools desperately needed to replace broken systems with compassionate, equitable ones. I hope you channel all of that into making the world a better place. This course was never just about dressing for success, it was about getting you ready to build something better. So I leave you with this final thought, and it's a big one. How will you use your untapped talent to reshape this world? You are so capable. You are awake to the realities of the globe. You are the future business leaders this country desperately needs. Take responsibility for the well-being of your community and the world as a whole, and let's go build that brighter future together. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I will see you out there.